Hi there, this is Jamie Merkel. I am the owner and head coach over at Gold's Gym Singapore on Frankel Avenue. And welcome to the first in a series of videos for training for the Circuit Breaker Virtual Run 2020. So today we're going to do a very basic strength building program that you can do at home. We are going to use only objects you can find very easily, and we're going to go and test some limits of your strength and definitely helping you out with your endurance. So if you are training for this event and you are bound and determined to hit a 5K or a 10K, it's always good to do this with a stronger body. So over the next couple of weeks, as you're training and getting ready for the event, hopefully these exercises will help you. So we're going to do this program as a traditional strength program. We're going to do a series of 8 exercises. And we will be doing 3 sets of each exercise for a rep scheme of 10 reps. So what we're going to do is 8 exercises, 3 sets of 10 reps of each. All right? Now, do follow along as best you can. I will coach you through the program as we go, and this will all help you build strength in very key areas: your legs, your hips, a little bit of your upper body for balance, and will definitely help you in your endeavor to complete the virtual run. All right, so let's just get started really quick, and we're going to start off with a very basic exercise using something I'm sure all of you have, which is a stool. We're going to do an exercise called a step up. Now again, remember, this is for 3 sets of 10 reps. Now, this is a single leg exercise, and as you can much imagine, as a step up, it is about stepping up onto the stool. So I'm going to start off with my left leg. I'm going to do 10 reps on my left leg, and then I'm going to switch and do 10 reps over on my right. So let's start off with the left. In order to start the start position for the exercise, what you want to do is you want to put your foot up on the stool. Make sure it's nice and stable. You're nice and stable. And we're going to very simply just stand up. And I realize my head's going to get cut off in this, but we're going to stand up and we're going to lift our opposite leg high. So as I demonstrate, we're just going to start from a very braced position. We're going to step up and down. And that's 1. Up, 2, up, 3, up, 4. And just keep going until you get to 10. Once you've done the 10 on the left leg, you then switch it over to the right. Again, get your balance, everything ready, and you step up. 1, and step up. 2, and step up. 3, and so on and so forth, again, until you get to 10. Now, if you cannot get to 10, don't worry. You can stop at 8, you can stop at 5. The important thing is that you do it consistently between legs so that you build up strength in a equals to left to right side. Now, if you're doing this and you're a little bit more advanced and you're saying, how can I make this harder? All we need to really do is introduce a little bit of weight to it. And one of the easiest and best things you can do is add an asymmetrical load, which means I'm going to load only one side of my body. And that's going to really challenge my stabilization systems within my hips and my core. So what I'm going to use, and I'm going to use this a lot actually today, and I'll show that, is this, never mind the brand, but is a bag of rice. Now, if many of you early on in the circuit breaker, every time there was a news flash, you felt the need to run out to your local supermarket and buy rice, as I did. I'm sure you have a lot of rice bags at home. So it's nice because this one is soft, it's flexible. We're just going to put that up on our shoulder and we're going to use our hand to brace it. Now when I'm doing my left leg, I want this on my right shoulder. When I'm doing my right leg, I'm going to switch it over to my left. What this is going to do is this is just going to increase the balance and of course the weight that you are going to lift with the legs. So again, start position, ready to go, and 1, and 2, and 3, and so on and forth until you hit 10. Switch it over, and then here we go. 1, Now you might find this exercise a little bit challenging. Now that's why we're adding the weight to it. This is really good for helping you get your balance on a single leg. This is building strength in that single leg and definitely challenging your core and a lot of your proprioception. All right, so after you've done your 3 sets of 10 on each leg for the step up, and the weighting of course is optional, we're going to switch. We're going to let our lower body rest a bit. You know, our quads may be a little bit tired. We're definitely feeling that in our hamstrings and of course our glutes. So these are the main engines, the power walking and running. So it's very good for you. So we'll switch over to an upper body exercise just to let that rest. And we're going to use another very common object. Meaning most of us haven't traveled in a few months, so we might not recognize this. However, it is a suitcase. And what I've gone and done is I've gone and put a 10 kilo bag of rice just inside of it. Just to add a little bit more weight. And so we're gonna do an exercise called the row, which is really focused on the back. And we're gonna do this as a single arm because right now I only have the one suitcase. So we're gonna go do a row, and it's a bent over row. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stand beside the suitcase. Feel free to do this when you're allowed to travel again too. We're gonna stand beside the suitcase. Our legs are hip width or shoulder width apart. Toes are pointed out slightly. And we are going to bend forward and back, keeping a nice straight back there. And we're gonna go ahead and grip the suitcase, right? A little bit in front, and you're going to sink down and you're going to hold this position. Your abs are tight, your legs are tight, and you're going to pick up the suitcase as a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and so on and forth. When you're done on the right side, you just go ahead and switch that over to the left. Again, nice stable position. Your heels are under your shoulders, your toes are out a little bit more. You're going to bend over and get in a nice braced position. You see I'm looking up, my chest is up, my back is braced, and I'm going to pick up the suitcase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, a few things you should notice is that my back remains locked in that extended position. There is no movement through my spine. There is no movement through my legs. I'm just using my arms to row that back. You can use anything. If the suitcase is too heavy, you can dial it back a bit by using something so simple. Let's say a couple of 1.5 liter water bottles. You can do both, and you can just row like that. 2, 3, 4. Now at the top of that, what you're really looking to do is, of course, pinch your shoulder blades together. You want to really work that kind of upper back. Okay, so now that our legs have had a rest, and we're definitely at the point where we're ready to get on to the next exercise. We're going to do something called a squat to press. Now this is a very challenging exercise, and we're going to use our handy dandy suitcase again. Now this is definitely a very good strength builder, and you're going to see that it's going to very challenge your balance, your strength, not only through your legs and your hips and your abs, but we're also going to put our upper body into it. And I'll do this from a few angles so that you can kind of see. And this will be how it starts. You're going to grab your suitcase. You're going to pick it up, right? Again, it's weighted, and you are going to hold it up here, okay? And once you're holding it here, pretend you're going to go put it up on a big shelf. So once you've got your suitcase, once it's balanced and you're feeling good with it, we're going to start with just a squat. We're going to squat down and lift it up. Squat down and lift it up. 2, down and lift it up. 3, from the front. You see my knees are going out. 1, 2, 3, okay? And you just do that for your count of 10. After 10, go ahead, take a little bit of a rest, maybe 1 minute, and then repeat and repeat for the 3 sets. Okay, so we've done our single leg step up, we've done single arm rows with the suitcase, and this is a squat to press, again, using that handy suitcase. Now moving on, we're going to challenge some other systems, and we're going to do something that we all do, and that's pick heavy stuff up. Now in the gym, of course, we call this a deadlift, and all I've basically done is adapt the deadlift to something you can easily get. And to do this, we're going to use a case of water. Again, it's 3 sets of 10 repetitions. And we are going to use this as a way to challenge ourselves. Now again, it's a very squat-like thing, except that we're going to kind of position our feet to the side of it. Heels are under our hips, and our toes are slightly pointing up. To do this, we're going to get to the bottom of the deadlift position. We're going to bend over. Again, see, like our squat, like everything, our back is straight. You can see it's nice and straight there. We're just going to basically grab hold of the box from the bottom for the full squat, and you are just going to stand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again, so on and so forth until you hit 10. Things to notice there is my legs are very stable, my knees are going out to accommodate the box. Your back remains straight. I'm not rounding forward like this to pick it up, and neither am I hyperextending my back. So I'm just keeping nice and braced. This means your back muscles are all engaged, and of course your abs are helping push it out as well. Okay, so the deadlift. So started off with 3 sets of 10 of the single leg step up, going on to the single arm row, then going that really difficult, really challenging squat to press, then going on to the water box deadlift. Now, the next exercise, which is our 6th exercise, is just a basic push-up. But instead of just doing a push-up like normal, we're gonna go ahead. Instead of doing a flat push-up, you can just grab your stool, put it down. We're gonna go and get on the stool, and we are going to do push-ups like this. So from here, this is an incline push-up. Notice my butt is not up in the air, neither is my back sagging like this. I wanna stay nice and straight. I do this by clenching my glutes and keeping my abs engaged. From this position, I'm just gonna drop down. 1, 2, this is really gonna get your chest. 3, and this is really gonna get your triceps. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one last one, 10. Then you can recover and you can rest. Right, so 3 sets of 10 of that. From there, we're going to, now that we've worked the front of our chest, we're going to move over to the back, and we're going to grab those 1.5 liter water bottles. And with the 1.5 liters, we're going to do something called a bent over fly. So this is going to focus on the back of our shoulder, our posterior deltoids, as well as various musculature in the shoulders and upper back, including the traps. So all we're going to do is we're going to grab our 2 bottles of water. We're going to assume a bent over position. We are going to then extend the bottles down so that they're hanging from our arms. Our elbows are slightly bent, looking up, and we're just going to go ahead and do what's called a fly. So we lift it up, then we squeeze our shoulders and our blades together in the back. So 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. So after you've done 1 set of 10 on that, now if that's not heavy enough because you happen to be in really good shape, you can go ahead and use those bags of rice. Now I have 2 5-kilo bags of rice here, or anything similarly heavy that you can use to add some resistance to the movement. All right? Okay, whew, that was tiring, right? Okay, so moving along, and the second to last exercise, we're going to go back to that case of water, and you can again use a bag of rice. Maybe I'll use the bag of rice if I can do it easier for you guys. Go ahead and grab that bag of rice and hold on to it. And we're just going to do some arm curls. 1, 2, 3. Now again, if that's not challenging enough, go ahead and grab that case of water. For those of you who really like to do now, a case of water like this weighs about 14.5 kilos. So you can pick it up. And like that. So you just basically find the heaviest objects you have, make sure it's appropriate for your level, starting off at 1.5 kilos, up to 5 kilos, up to 15 kilos. So you have a lot of variety in there. So once we've done that, we've done almost every single body part in this routine. Okay? Every single body part. The last one, of course, that we've got is we just want to put a little bit of extra work on our abs. And to do that, we are going to do a very simple one, just called a leg lift. So you just lie down flat on the floor. You put your hands here, just by your sides, just under your butt. And legs straight, you lift up. 1, 2. Now to make it more challenging, you can go higher. 3, 4, 5, and so on. So you just do that for a set of 10, and then do 2 more sets. So if you look at the program that we've done today, we've done lots of exercise for the quads, the calves, and the ankles in the step up. The row, we were focusing on the back. The squat to press was a really full body exercise, including the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, the core to stabilize, and that overhead pressing motion, which really activates your shoulders. Going into that sort of decline push-up or incline push-up, which is a little bit easier. But with that narrow grip and that neutral grip, what we've done is we've also been able to really isolate our triceps. And of course, getting our chest and our anterior deltoids, or front of our shoulders. Then after those push-ups, we went into a reverse fly, which is again the posterior deltoids, which is the rear of the shoulder. Starts to get some, your trapezius get involved, your latissimus dorsi get involved. A lot of different muscles go in there. So that's again for our back. Then after that, we did some arm curls with whatever objects we could find, whether that was the 2 bottles of water, or the bags of rice, or if you're really, really gung-ho, a case of water, just to get those biceps going. Also helping your grip, and because it's all done standing, we're always keeping our core engaged. All right, and then finishing off, of course, with leg lifts, which is an abs exercise. Right, so we're just getting every single part of your body ready. Now, if you were to do this now, every single part of your body ready for the virtual run. So if this program should take about 30 minutes to do in full, and if you're resting, 1 minute between sets, that's good as well. When you are done, make sure you write it down. Make sure you use the same equipment every single time you do it. If you find it too easy, either use heavier weights to make it harder, or you can also add repetitions. So instead of doing 3 sets of 10, you could do 3 sets of 15 or 3 sets of 20, and then you're really going to start to get a very good workout in. Now, all these exercises, strengthening your whole body, will make it much easier to walk, much easier to run in terms of your maximum effort. One more thing about walking, and this is a really good way, and again, it's part of strength, is you can also take, before you want to go on a walk, you want to make the walk a little bit harder. Now, there's only a couple of ways to make a walk or a run harder, right? First one is to walk faster or longer, but you can also use some weight. And in this case, I'm going to go back to my rice. I'm going to put my rice in my backpack. I'm going to zip up that backpack. I'm going to go ahead and put the backpack on. And there you go. And then as I go up for my walk, I just added an extra 5 kilos of weight to every single step. This will definitely, again, challenge your ability to keep your upper body secure. You have to engage your abs. You're carrying that extra weight, and then as you walk, every step just burns not only a little bit more calories, but makes you a little bit stronger. Okay, so that's the basic program. It's very simple to do. You have everything at home, and really here, just get creative. You just want to remember when you're doing this on your own, is to use objects you have and challenge yourself. See, like this backpack, I could do almost the whole workout with just the backpack on as well. So I can do, like for example, the hardest exercise I can do. Here we go, by adding extra weight to the workout, right? And that's it for today's strength training workout. So one final recap, and I know I like to do a lot of recaps. So this is 8 exercises. First exercise, just to demonstrate again, is that single leg step up. To make it harder, you can either asymmetrically load it with that one bag of rice on the shoulder, or you can go ahead and throw that backpack on and do the step ups. You do 10 on the left, 10 on the right, that's 1 set. Second set, 10 on the left, 10 on the right, that's 2 sets, so on, and the last set is the same, so that's 3. After you've done the step ups, we're gonna go ahead with that suitcase row. Again, remembering your position of your back always being straight. Got the suitcase down, and you go ahead and just pick it up, right? So on 10 on the left, 10 on the right, and that consists of 1 set. Now, after you've done that, and then you go to the squat to press, which is your whole body, shoulder, legs, abs, core, everything you have. Starting off then with some the water case deadlift, then to the push-up, then to the reverse fly, then to an arm curl, and then to a little bit of abs with the leg lifts. And that's it for today's program. Hopefully you were able to follow along, and this will help give you some strength for that virtual run coming up very shortly. So again, my name is Jamie Merkel. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the other side of the circuit breaker. Take care.